I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ears, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I just left the greenhouse. I wanted to make sure that everything was all buttoned up and that my heaters were working because we're going to get a low temperature early in the morning. But it's going to warm up as soon as the sun comes out, and we'll be still having temps through the end of the month between the 60s and the 70s. And a few days we're going to be in the high 30s, and probably around the 1st of December, things will get a little cooler. But I want to share with you in this video the things that I did to make sure that I got a good heat source in the greenhouse. And in the next video, I'll share with you my backup plan if we should lose power, which will be electricity. And I'm also going to share with you that I finally got around to potting up the last 2 citrus trees, and I gave my tomatoes some extra support. Okay? Let's get started. Okay, guys, I'm getting ready to plant 2 trees in these 2 pots. I'm using a new bag of Vigoro potting mix right there. And these are 7-gallon. And the trees are very nice, good girth on them from the company. I'm not going to say, but you all know I sent you an email if you asked me, that sent me the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. But they're nice and thick, real nice girth. Here is the graft line, which in the pot it will be planted right here. Is the graft line. You can see the graft right there, but the pot will be much lower than the graft. And let me just lean that one over here and show you it over here. Turn the tag around. This one has a couple of branches. The other one doesn't have any branches except, you know, the trunk. Yeah, so I'm just going to fill it up with new soil. I'm not going to add any amendments. I will put some comfrey fertilizer, liquid fertilizer that I make. And that's it, guys. And they will be fine. And I'll bring them back when they start leafing out in the spring. Okay, guys, I have my trees in there and potting mix, and you can see they're leaning. So I went out to the greenhouse, and I got these old parts of a small little mini greenhouse, and I'm going to use it for stakes. I'll put some tape up here to keep the water out and insects. And, well, the water won't hurt, but I'm going to use these stakes with a zip tie to prop up the trees and get them a little bit straighter. And I'll do that and I'll come back. So now they look a little bit straighter. And these zip ties, you got to remember, don't make them too tight. And remember to cut them loose when everything gets real sturdy. Here are some wood chips that I chipped up from my wood chipper when I prune my trees. I save the branches and I make my own wood chips. So I'm just going to top this off. And they will break down and offer the tree more nutrition. And I'll show you my wood chipper again if you're new to my channel. And because I'm going to chip up some more branches that I've been saving. And I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so now you can see that the wood chips are going to insulate the roots as well as break down and turn into black gold, healthy soil, and it'll feed the tree. And one more thing I want to tell you, I water them in with diluted strength of the comfrey tea that I make, right? Comfrey tea is a compost accelerator, so it'll make these wood chips break down even faster. So I'm gonna go ahead on and put a little bit more water with the comfrey tea in it on top of here to expedite the wood chips breaking down and turning into soil. Now I want to share something with you. You see this box? This box was in the garage, okay? I had used my own wood chipper to chip up the wood chips. So there weren't any earthworms or anything in this box that was sitting in the garage. But you see how the wood chips started breaking down, and even the cardboard box started decomposing. I just thought I'd point that out to you, that these wood chips will break down very fast. Now before I move on, I'm just gonna pan around and let you see my garden beds outside before I go into the greenhouse and start working. And this one here, now this is after I harvested a lot of these mixed greens. I'm gonna insert a picture of my son picking them up. I just wanna give you a little pearl from Lady Cheryl. The more you harvest your greens, the faster they will grow. Okay. Just get some greens. That's a green. All right, let's turn this thing back in the head. This new style that you're wearing. Okay, you can see here in the greenhouse, I'm getting ready to string up my fall tomatoes. As you can see, they're growing vigorously. And I just came out here to check the heat and everything, and decided I'll go back in the house and get this string, this twine, to string them up. And I'm just going to show you what I do very quickly. I'm going to tie the tomatoes to the base of either the cage or the stake, and then I'll extend the string up all the way to the top of the frame. All across there, I'll be putting string. I'm not going to bore you with doing it. I'll just come back and show you it's done. Okay, if you will follow the string right here, it's tied loosely around the base of the plant, and it's real windy out here, guys. If you didn't know, Texas is a very windy state, especially this time of year. So I pulled the string up, and then I tied it to the foundation or frame of the greenhouse. And eventually, as the plant grows up and the stalks get bigger, I would just snip this right here so it doesn't bite into the plant, and then just keep staking it up higher and higher with more twine. This is a giant white tomato, which would be a light green. Here is that mushroom basket tomato. I've been wanting to grow it for a long time, and I thought the best time of the year to be growing it would be the fall, because we have so much inconsistency with our weather in the spring. This plant is looking good. And here's another giant white tomato. I planted them white mushroom basket, white mushroom basket. So this one is a white one, and you can see it has some blooms. This time of year, I don't prune the suckers. I just grow the tomatoes. And here is the mushroom basket, and it's putting on blooms as well. Let me see if I can get a good steady picture of it right there. You see all that fuzz. But I want to show you that the society garlic that I propagated and put in this garden bed is growing well. You can see the little strings coming up here, there, everywhere. We have beets, basil, marigold, carrots, golden beets. Wow, more golden beets over here, and basil right there. And back here we have mustard spinach. Beautiful mustard spinach. The Charlie Brown LSU fig tree twig that I got has put on a full leaf. And here's the second leaf, and a third one is coming right here. So although this plant was alive, it just wasn't worth $50. Okay, and here we go. We have, go in and let you see all of my various plants I brought in, flowers. I need to water this mustard spinach here. The lettuce and the beans are doing good. They're putting on little beans. You have to go in close and see it. See right there? Where my finger is, that's a little bean. And right here, a bean. And I want to show you that the saffron bulbs are putting on little sprigs now. Looking good. I'm excited. The most expensive herb in the world is saffron. The 2 trees that I transplanted in these utility carts are doing well. I keep procrastinating, but I'm just so busy. I haven't potted up these 2, but I will get it done today. These 2 trees. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys. I almost dropped my cell phone. And I'm going to pot up these brown turkey figs as well. And I'll just show you, there are more beans growing here. See the beans? Nice. And lettuce is finally doing okay. Got a lot of peppers growing on the pepper plants. You can see a lot of blooms. Celery is doing good. The plants, pepper plants, let me say that again. The pepper plants that I thought I was just going to start and get a head start for the summer, I haven't done anything to them other than top them off real low, but they keep growing, so I'm just going to let them grow. More beans over here, over there, and that last container. And now I know that the bay leaf tree likes cooler weather, because you can see all of the light green clusters of leaves. These are all new. Pretty cool. Now I have one tomato plant over here. I put it over here just randomly here because it was real weak. I don't think it'll do anything, but it looks like it's going to survive. So you can see when they pull this back, I strung it up as well. Okay, and if you didn't know, this is a Texas star hibiscus. I'm gonna put it in my front yard. This is the time of the year that it drops all of its leaves. So I'll put this in a flower bed in the front. And we got more peppers coming on some of the mini small pepper plants. Okay. Now as you can see, the comfrey is doing really well. It's time to harvest the Miho Satsumas. They're like a tangerine. Usually I harvest them in October, but this tree almost died. I've shared it several times, but I'm ready for one today. And I have one heater here, space heater, little small electric heater, and then I put another one out here. Let me see if I can get it. There it is, right there. Very small heaters with commercial extension cords, and I keep them on the lowest setting unless temps are going to be below 32 degrees. Now I've only had the heat on twice this year, so it's not on during the daytime, only at night when the temperatures drop. What a beautiful setting. I'll be out here back today, come back and show you how I get those 2 trees planted up. I have to do it, but I have to get my orders out first. Okay, I'll be back. I had to do a voice over for this portion of the video because I had the door open and it was just too breezy and windy in here. But I just wanted to share with you that I did get the 2 trees put into the 2 utility carts. And right there, I'm showing you where I'm sweeping up the floor in the greenhouse. And I'm going to use that for mulch in the 2 fruit trees I just transplanted because I don't want to put any wood chips. I didn't have any more of the fine wood chips I put in those 2 citrus trees. And the reason why you don't want to put big pieces of wood chips on top of citrus trees is because they have feeder roots. I neglected to say that earlier. They have feeder roots that don't need to be weighed down with heavy, big, chunky wood chips. So since I didn't have any more left and I didn't want to go and chip up anymore, I'm sweeping up the floor in the greenhouse because everything was blowing in the greenhouse because the winds are so high and all the debris and leaves will come in. But now that I'm going to be keeping the door closed, I'm going to sweep it up really good and mulch the last 2 citrus trees. And after I do that, I'm going to give these 2 newly transplanted citrus trees some comfrey tea. And they will be all snug and tight in their home in the greenhouse during the winter. And when summertime comes, I can easily roll the utility carts out of the greenhouse and put them wherever I want to place them in the food forest when the weather permits. But right now I'm feeling really good. I've got my heaters ready to be turned on should the temperature drop low, and everything is bundled real tight. I'm going to do a few more things, and I'm going to share that with you in my next video. I got a couple more things I want to share with you about how I winterize my greenhouse so I can keep it as warm and cozy as I possibly can. Okay. Hope I share something that you can use. Remember, check me out on Monday nights and check out my natural skin and hair care line at LadyCherylsNaturalProducts.com. Bye now. Oh, your own, eat your own. It's not hard, you can do it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for watching. See you real soon.